I just want to say, oh, absolutely gorgeous welcome to all of you. I'm Arthie Moore, creator of Compassionate Leaders of Influence, and it is my privilege to be here. I just want to give a shout out to my significant other half, Moore-Robberts, who did a fantastic job earlier on his show, where he was talking about the brilliance of culture and understanding the nuances of diversity and how to use it to connect with people. And I just find that when we listen to learned people and people of experience on the show, we're able to engage and use some of their examples and their experiences in our businesses. And so what I love about our IBGR network, our radio show, it's like a family. It is being able to go to all of our family members and say to them, you know what, I'm really battling here, or I want to share my success. I want somebody to celebrate with me. Can you come here and celebrate? And I think that, at the end of the day, we all need a support team of people who've got our back. We need to know that there are people out there that can reach out to. And I'm excited to tell you that our IBGR have got an amazing app that you can download onto your cell phone or onto any of your platforms. You can listen to the podcast because every single show is saved as a podcast. You can go and look at our show notes. You can listen to the most incredible hosts from around the world, over 40 hosts, 24/7, from over 141 countries listening in to our shows daily. So whether you are beginning a business or exiting a business, understand this. You're not walking the journey alone, and it is our privilege to walk alongside you. And so now in this last segment, as we talk about all of the various areas of decisiveness, I want to say welcome once again. We're talking about how you can be decisive so that you can do the job right the first time. And that is about getting your people to the point where they are confident, where you lead them to lead themselves. And so when I looked at some of those areas, there were 4 E's that came to mind. How can you do this? Educate your people, empower them, equip them, and encourage them. Those 4 E's will allow you to engage meaningfully. Ooh, there's another. There's a fifth E. So, okay. Educate, empower, equip, encourage, and engage meaningfully, right? And what I was saying earlier is that the strategic planning allows your people to know exactly what the do's, don'ts, wants, needs, visions, and objectives of your business is. And that allows them to make the right decisions in line with your thinking as well as their thinking. You'll be surprised at how your people will make decisions that maybe you don't agree with, but in the long term, if you listened carefully, you might see that you missed something. Now I know that if you're the type of business owner who loves control, and if you love micromanaging, that is going to scare you, and it would scare me too. But you see, fear is something to be harnessed. It is something to be used and conquered. And when you give people the ability and you empower them to make the right decisions on your behalf, you are not letting go of control. You are gaining control. And so when I look at some of the other areas, when we talk about educating those you lead, you are managing them in a way where you give them the know-how and the ability to realize what the extent of their authority is and how to operate within that. You see, by giving people that ability to do that, they then are more clearer. They've got clarity in their thoughts. They don't sit there with fear, because I realize that fear is one of the most destructive, scary emotions that lives in our subconscious mind. And our subconscious minds have got no sense of humor. So it'll give us every excuse and every reason why we will fail. And when we realign that, we will find that we will have every reason why we could succeed, and that is by educating ourselves. So when you equip your team, equip them with the tools and the resources that they need to make the decision. And so they need to also feel comfortable to do that. Now realize that when you equip people, you don't just say to them, I'm depending on you. Yeah, depend on them, but they're depending on you to make sure that they're skilled to the best of their ability to do right by you. Empower them. Empower them with the knowledge and awareness that failing does not make them a failure. And as such, they have freeness in speech and a safe place to fail. Now, I'm not saying encourage your people to fail. Encourage them to know that if they fail, they are not failures. They may have failed in completing something, doing something, or did not make the right decision that had an impact on the business, but they are not failures. And even when you think about it as parents, we say to children, you are not good enough. What is wrong with you? Why did you do that? Not very different to how many business owners or even leaders treat their people. When they speak to people and they speak down to them, they feel like failures. And that is why I said earlier on, emotional intelligence, self-confidence, and belief in oneself plays a massive role in how people will actually make the right decision or wrong decision. Okay, so I spoke about, equipping, educating, empowering people, engaging with them so that you ask them, how did they feel? You see, decisive leaders are always responsible and accountable. They're always there and helping people to make decisions with clarity. Now, how do you take responsibility? Well, they take responsibility for the effect it has on the company. How do they come across as confident? You see, the decisive leaders always deliver their messages with clarity and confidence, which makes it very unlikely for others to second guess their decisions. Now, if I made a decision and I was confident about it, and I had clarity in the way I communicated with you, I will not be setting people up for failure. I'll be opening myself up for suggestions, for guidance, for feedback, so that if I needed to adjust, people are confident enough to come up to me and ask me and question me, why did I make that decision? And is there anything that I can do to adjust? Anything I feel that I could adjust based on their input? So, I mean, when you look at the nuances of all of these areas we're speaking into, it is very easy to actually see that being a decisive leader is a highly desirable skill, especially when it comes to running a business. I mean, there are very few people who are willing to put their trust in someone who overthinks and goes back and forth over basic decisions. I mean, think about it. These people insist, if you are really truly a good, amazing, incredible business owner or a leader in your environment, you will insist on supporting your people at every step of their journey and encourage them rather than demean them for wrong decisions taken. And I think that's very important. Being an encourager is one of the most incredible traits that you can have as a human being. It's a characteristic that will actually hold you in strong stead throughout your life because people will then look up to you. They will want to be led by you and they'll respect you and your decisions. And you think about it. Decisive leaders are inclusive. They understand, then they're understanding. They're understanding of each person's journey and they do it without judgment. When you're understanding of the individual, what their needs are, where the areas are of development, where they lack confidence, you seek to build them, upskill them, help and guide them and support them in a way that they are stronger because of who you are. They are stronger because of your guidance. They are stronger because of your support. More than that, they are stronger because of your belief in them. What kind of an encourager are you? Do you set people up to fail because you micromanage? Remember what I said earlier on about the person who was in a training room and he always did everything, belittled everybody and sabotaged the success of his own company. What he did was he developed a group of people who hated him. They did not revere and respect him. They hated him because he made every decision and it never was always the right decision. But he was never open to guidance and support. He was never open to feedback. All he was open to people worshipping him. Now understand this. When you get to that point where your ego is stronger than your ability to understand the needs and the wants of your people, you are on a path of destruction. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm saying that to open up your eyes and become aware of what have you been doing that you need to change and adjust. What are you doing right now to guide your people more effectively? How are you helping them to focus on their own self-development, their own self-growth? How are you empowering them to know that at the end of the day, when they go home, they're proud of where they work. They're proud of who they are. They're proud of what they've accomplished. Do you acknowledge your people? Do you make them feel worthy and worthwhile for being in your space? And those are things that I just feel would be incredible. And I'll leave you with this. Follow the golden rules of engagement with the employees at every level by treating each one with the respect and consideration that they deserve. Now, I know I spoke a lot into many areas and many aspects, but if you want to connect with me, I'm your host, Arthie Moore, co-founder of Key Leadership Institute with my gorgeous other half, Moore-Robberts, also founder of Celebrating Humanity International as a diversity and inclusion specialist. And if you want to find out more about me, go to the IBGR website, check out my profile there. Or you can find me on all of the links and follow and get in touch with me on www.kileadership.com. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And you know what? I'm looking forward to next week where we're talking about engagement and empowerment and how that encourages cohesive teamwork. Now, I'm looking forward to that because I did a lot of transformational team building with many companies. And I found that there are simple ways to engage and empower your people. But from my side, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being a listener. Thank you for being you. And thank you for spending time with me. Until the next time, take care and have fun. Bye bye.